Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be looking at Wall Street and what it's all about. So let's take a look here. So Wall Street in the southern section of the borough of Manhattan in New York City, which has been the location of some of the chief financial institutions of the USA. The street is narrow and short and extends only about 7 blocks from Broadway to the East River. It was named for an earthen wall built by Dutch settlers in 1653 to repel an expected English invasion. Even before the American Civil War, the street was recognized as the financial capital of the nation. The Wall Street District, commonly called the Financial District, contains the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE Annex Equities, and the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. The headquarters of many investment banks, governments and municipal security dealers, trust companies, utilities, insurance companies, and brokerage firms have also been located in the district. Wall Street is a worldwide symbol of high finance and investment, and as such has entered modern mythology. To the 19th century populace, Wall Street was a symbol of the rapacious robber barons who exploited farmers and laborers. In prosperous times, Wall Street has symbolized the route to quick riches. After the devastating stock market crash of 1929, Wall Street seemed the bastion of financial manipulators able to destabilize national economies. In 2011, from September the 17th to November the 15th, Wall Street became the center of an extended protest against economic inequality and the corruption of corporate law. Called Occupy Wall Street, the demonstration marked the beginning of a new focus on wealth disparity in American politics. Now, Wall Street has seen some of its fair share of crashes. Let's take a look. So, though not the first economic depression or market crash in the USA, the crash of 1929 triggered what quickly became known as the Great Depression. This was a terrible time for those people because it created a lot of instability and economic deprivation. There's not one specific explanation of what precisely triggered the massive stock sell off in the fall of 1929. The sharpest stock traders, men such as Jesse Livermore, realized that the stock market had been hugely overbought for quite some time. Eventually, a small sell off rolled into a major panic, and investors began selling indiscriminately, dropping stock prices and triggering the market as a whole to crash. The Dow Jones lost all of its previous gains for the year, and nearly 25% of its total gains for the decade in a matter of hours at the end of October. Now, the event is important historically when looking at Wall Street for a number of reasons. Many individuals lost faith in the country's entire economic system. This led to many pulling all their money from the banks at the time, subsequently causing the collapse of many financial institutions in America. The stock market crash and the following depression led to the first major regulation of stock markets at the time when it came to stock market trading. Close government oversight was instituted by the newly created Securities and Exchange Commission, though many credit Roosevelt's New Deal government, which basically for spending for ending the Depression. So it was the New Deal government spending that helped end the Depression. It wasn't until the outbreak of World War II, which made the country's unemployment problem vanish overnight, that the US economy began to really recover. Housing market crash also followed many years later. The second most significant and also most contemporary market crash came in 2008. The housing market crash was the result of the collapse of hundreds of billions of dollars of mortgage backed securities, many traded as credit default swaps. When the underlying mortgages went into default, the defaults piled up to the point that major lenders ran out of financing and started to go under. The response was quick and devastating as Wall Street traders, lenders, and brokers panicked. Markets around the world started to plummet, and banks stopped lending to one another to pick up the slack. Eventually, many banks filed for bankruptcy. It is historically the greatest economic depressions, depression since 1929. It wasn't until the implementation of the Troubled Asset Relief Program and the economic stimulus package in 2009 that the financial space bounced back. Hefty federal loans bailed out many of the leading financial institutions on Wall Street. Despite its humble beginnings and numerous ups and downs throughout history, Wall Street remains regarded as the world center for money, capitalism, and finance. Even Hollywood's had a piece of it. There was a movie called Wolf of Wall Street, which featured Leonardo DiCaprio, basically based upon a real life story around trading in Wall Street and all the ups and downs that came with that. That was a Hollywood well known movie and it did quite well. And many people have come to know of Wall Street through that movie, The Wolf of Wall Street. Okay, people, drop a comment below. Let us know what you think about Wall Street. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.